It's the NFL on EA Sports. And this one features Josie Jewell. He put up numbers last week with a 9-tackle performance. It's the Eagles and the Vikings. Coming up next.
The city of Philadelphia is one of rich history and passion, and you can always count on the latter when you step inside Lincoln Financial Field. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. Amari Cooper, touchdown, Vikings. Amari Cooper, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. First play from scrimmage all the way into the end zone. Look, the pass was good, but that run after the catch, that's what was really impressive.
And I think the big question I have is, where were the safeties? Where was the tackling? Because going into this game, they had to know that they were going to be tested. That was the part of the defense that had to stand up. And on that play, not even close.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away, because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Hurts. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Hurts to throw. And now he'll fire deep downfield for James. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
The numbers for Pitts in that game a week ago. 6 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown.
Look, I know everybody wants to be number 1 in everything they do, but he's number 2 in the league in receiving yards. That's a strong number, a strong year, and they want that to continue.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to pass. Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 31-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On play action, here's Tua. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Vikings at 6-2 to start play. And they come in after a loss last time out, but they've still been in good form. They've won 6 of their last 8.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game, as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed this team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
Out of the gun on third down, here's Tua. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Jalen Carter able to record his 5th sack of the season. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them. Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. You look at this defense for the Vikings. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run. And this game for them is all about the line of scrimmage. Winning that battle, using their leverage, being the low man with power to take the offensive linemen and run them back into their own backfield and try and create some lost yardage plays. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. First down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage. And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. (10-0) the score after 1 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chase Young. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And this one is no good. He missed it, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They were losers to Kansas City a week ago, but they are out in front right now. So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Short throw caught by Pitts. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
It'll be a gain of 5 at its 2nd down. Tua sets up to pass it. And this is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Tua going to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Here's Tua. This is caught. Touchdown. Amari Cooper. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes our score 17-0. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. 1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season, and right now this organization, more than likely if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough 2nd half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So is the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Out route pass complete to Goddard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Richie James, 33 yards. And the Eagles are able to cut into that deficit. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. Previous series, definitely a focal point. 3 catches, the touchdown grab. As a DB, or former DB, is there a number of catches on a drive you're like, oh, he got the best of us?
I'm not sure there's a number, but there's a great feel. And what he did on the last drive, yeah.
Especially with a touchdown. Yes. You're never happy.
You're exactly right. The way he capped it off, so you feel that at the sideline, and now you're looking at your buddies and saying, okay, what are we going to do to take things away from him? Because I'm not sure the other guys can make those sort of plays. So let's make sure that we don't let him get going again.
2 and now on 1st down. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down. Unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That is caught. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard. Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice touchdown, Vikings. Kyle Pitts, 48 yards. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers. Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start in the Motor City. Detroit playing host to Green Bay in an NFC North matchup.
And it's the Packers who have the lead as that game approaches halftime. The Packers trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. The Dolphins seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And that game is tied as they take on the visiting 49ers. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He finds his tight end Goddard. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. On first down, Hurts. That'll be caught by James. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 7 at the 43-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And this is caught. It's Brown. A big play there for Philly, and even 50 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Here's Swift. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Second and goal from inside the 5. They go play action with Hurts. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Chase Young picks up his second sack of the afternoon. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Hurts toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Blankenship's kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Getting set to go again, we're going to look at Amari Cooper as he heads back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Back to Robinson now on first down. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him from their game.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Hurts. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now hang on here, because following that play, it looks like Amari Cooper is in some distress. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Over the middle, caught by London.
Holding, offense.
Hey, we don't need no more penalties right here. Ready?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Tua. That's going to be caught by Pitts. Hook up of 15 yards there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Now this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
Hurts throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2nd down, here's Hurts. Has his man, that's James. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Here's Hurts to throw.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And it's caught. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. Throwing is Hurts. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if it...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Vikings are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And now off to the races down the right side. And they finally are able to take him down at the opposite 47. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Tua going to throw. And he will have a Viking 1st down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Down to an Eagles Tua, and that should just about do it. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire 2nd half, but their 1st half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the 1st half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the 2nd half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Vikings, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.